Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Turkish Series Stars. All the juicy details are in today's video. If you enjoy it, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. You can support us even more by tapping the join button below. Thank you for being here. Now let's dive into the story. In a season when the Turkish celebrity scene keeps throwing twists at us, fast romances, abrupt breakups, and headlines that change by the hour, one pair keeps pulling the spotlight right back to themselves, no matter what else is happening. That pair is Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım, two names that refuse to fade into the background. Every time they step out, post a photo, or even exchange a comment online, the noise spills across borders and languages. But nothing prepared their fans for what Cemre quietly revealed on live television this week, a confession that rippled through social media like a well-timed spark in a room full of flash paper. Cemre didn't come armed with theatrics. She didn't need them. Calm but visibly moved, she let the camera in on something she's guarded for a long time, what she and Gökberk truly want for 2026. In a world where stars lock their private lives in vaults, she opened a door just enough to let us see the light inside. She didn't toss out the usual platitudes, she spoke as someone who has done the long work of learning another person, learning how they fight, how they forgive, how they dream. She described a relationship that had shifted from the sugar rush of the early days to something steadier, clearer. According to her, that clarity didn't appear overnight. It came from late-night talks, boundaries set and respected, and a series of decisions made together and owned together. When pressed about the future, she painted 2026 not as a date circled in red but as a blueprint in slow, careful ink. She called it a year of structure, of choosing pillars they'll build on, both professionally and personally. The part that made fans sit forward was her hint that they're deep in conversations about merging their creative worlds. She didn't make any grand announcements, but you didn't need a press release to understand the subtext. A project on screen is on the table, a series, a film, something where their chemistry isn't just stolen glances at award shows but a real narrative under lights. Beyond that, she suggested they're also drawn to initiatives that reach outside entertainment, charity work, social campaigns, projects that feel bigger than any one career. The idea that these two could turn their connection into a collaboration sent their supporters into a rush of what-ifs, the kind that turn into trending topics in a heartbeat. Yet it was the intimate part of her confession, the one touching on their private steps, that struck the deepest chord. After months of whispers, interview teases, magazine hints, and threads where fans dissected every ring, every caption, every barely their clue, Cemre finally left a window slightly ajar. She didn't spell out the words wedding or family, but she didn't shut those words down either. She framed it in timing and readiness. It all revolves around when the moment feels right, she said. They know who they are to each other. They've tested their dreams against reality. And they're prepared to make the kind of choices that change a life. Within minutes, the digital tide surged. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. All lit up with arguments, celebrations, and careful frame-by-frame analyses of her expression. The leading question took over comment sections: will 2026 be the year they formalize everything? For many, the answer felt obvious. They point to how consistently Cemre and Gökberk have spoken about their future, the calm with which they handle the inevitable scrutiny, the way their messages seem to harmonize instead of clash. But a more cautious chorus reminded everyone that both are busier than ever. One is in talks for new scripts, the other is juggling shoots and development meetings. Schedules in this business are rarely kind to personal timelines. And what about Gökberk? He didn't jump into the fray with a mirrored statement. He didn't need to. His recent posts tell their own story, quiet, steady, and revealing if you know where to look. Photos from set locations that line up with her breaks, captions that speak to building something lasting, and the occasional nod to shared goals that feel just specific enough to get hearts racing. To some fans, those posts are a pledge without the ring, a promise without the press conference. They read stability in his tone and purpose in his choices, and they connect those dots right back to her. Industry watchers haven't been shy either. On entertainment sites and expert panels, the consensus is that there's an unusual maturity underlining this romance. The language people use about them is telling: communication, patience, resilience. Colleagues say Cemre doesn't rattle easily, that she knows when to stand firm and when to listen. They say Gökberk brings an emotional steadiness that keeps chaos out of the room. Put those traits together, and you get a foundation that looks built for the long haul, not just the red carpet season. Some pundits are betting that next year is when their careers stop running parallel and finally intersect on the same set. The idea of a joint production is now the hottest whisper in casting circles. Seamra, who keeps leveling up with each complex role she takes, and Gökberk, who continues to draw praise for layered performances, could become the creative pairing of 2026. That possibility isn't just about entertainment value, it's about the magnetism fans already feel, repackaged into a story the two of them tell together. And if you believe the insider chatter, they're also seriously considering aligning on philanthropic campaigns, programs geared toward education, mental health, or cultural outreach, projects that fit the image of two artists thinking beyond themselves and into the communities watching them. None of this means there aren't doubts. Every love story under the lens comes with its dare. The work pace is relentless. Long shoots mean long absences. Negotiations shift overnight. A director calls and everything moves. A premiere lands and schedules snap tight. Still, people close to Cemre insist she has that rare mix of resolve and grace, that she can hold personal space sacred even when the spotlight follows her home. Those who know Gökberk talk about balance, about a man who can carry the demands of a set without letting them spill into the person waiting for him at the end of the day. Together, that's a powerful counterweight to the pressure of public life. What can't be denied is how they've become a touchstone for fans craving a model of stability in an industry famous for turbulence. There's a sincerity in the way they acknowledge each other that resonates with younger viewers especially. Cemre's willingness to state her hopes without dressing them up in mystery, paired with the way Gökberk consistently shows up as someone who listens and reflects, has turned their relationship into a story people root for. It's not glossy perfection, it's intentional, layered, and still unfolding in front of us. So what might 2026 actually bring? The rumor mill is spinning in overdrive. Some say a move is on the horizon, a space designed for two careers and one life. Others claim a formal engagement is closer than anyone thinks, tucked between production dates and premieres. There's talk of a series together, maybe even a film with a director who has long wanted them in the same frame. More ambitious voices hint at international collaborations, the kind of partnerships that extend their reach far beyond Turkey's borders. Each public outing, each shared photograph, each short quote tossed out on a carpet seems to add fuel to the speculation instead of dousing it. The narrative grows, and with it, the anticipation. Here's where you come in. Do you believe 2026 is the year we'll see this love story take a formal turn? Or do you think Cemre and Gökberk will keep steering at their own pace, refusing to let a headline set their clock? Tell us how you read the signs. Is everything pointing to a proposal, or are we looking at a slow build that saves its biggest reveal for later? Your take matters here at Turkish Series Stars. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell us whether you want us tracking every twist in this story, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss what comes next. If you want to go the extra mile and support the channel, the join button is right there. Your membership keeps this community growing and engaged. While the debate rages, the press won't blink. Every interview request, every brand event, every set sighting will be held up to the light for clues. It's hard to imagine that the path ahead won't be eventful. In fact, all signs suggest what's coming won't just trend for a day, it might become one of the defining celebrity narratives of 2026. And you know we'll be here at Turkish Series Stars for every development. Every whisper, every confirmation, every step that takes this couple closer to whatever future they're quietly sketching together. For now, what we have is a message spoken with care and received with 1,000 interpretations. Cemre Arda didn't say everything, but she said enough. She said they're ready to take meaningful steps. She said they understand each other. She said their dreams overlap in all the right places. And sometimes that's all a story needs to keep an audience on the edge of their seats. As for Gökberk Yıldırım, he didn't echo those words in a press statement, he let his actions and small signals carry the weight. If you've been watching closely, it's hard not to feel that they're aligned in more ways than one. The trust is visible. The timing is being measured, not rushed. In a way, the restraint is part of their appeal. They aren't feeding the beast for the sake of a trending hour. They appear to be building something that doesn't require applause to stand upright. And yet, the applause is there, loud and eager, ready to erupt the moment their private plans become public milestones. Maybe we'll see a joint red carpet that means more than promotion. Maybe there'll be a sudden announcement that forces even their biggest skeptics to admit they didn't see it coming so soon. Or maybe it will happen quietly, in their style, with a reveal only after the decision feels fully lived in and real. Until then, this is a story about intention, not spectacle. About two professionals trying to protect the part of their lives that matters most, even as millions watch. We'll keep listening, we'll keep verifying, and we'll keep bringing you the truth of what we know and the rumors we're hearing. Because with Cemre Arda and Gökberk Yıldırım, the next chapter doesn't feel hypothetical, it feels inevitable. And when it lands, you'll hear it here first. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Turkish Series Stars, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.